Donald Trump and Joe Biden. And
Yes.
I mean, the election has yet to finish, but people are saying there's already a result from it, but we still have yet to see. Also, I was able to get a job, so I guess that's good. It's a pog chip in my books, and
Does it fit within your schedule though?
It fits surprisingly. I don't know how it does it. I don't know how the ship was able to enter within my schedule pretty nicely, but yeah, it's just a little part time for the time being, just so I can save up some money. I pay for help out with bills or the rent.
Get a PS4.
I could get a PS4
from a viable source.
I'm thinking about it, from a viable trust company that could offer up a PlayStation 4 for around $300.
Yeah, not some guy on the sidewalk.
Yeah. Not some guy on the sidewalk who lives by Alvarado Street and displays a PlayStation 4 out in the open with two black PS4 DualShock 4s. But yeah,
this man,
so far,
people, this man.
So good. Halloween for me was also sort of weird. We went to go visit some good people, some good relatives we know, and we all dressed up. I still wore a hot dog costume after 5 years.
Let's go
in a row. It was pretty okay. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it didn't feel super Christmassy. I mean, Christmassy, Halloween. Christ. Halloween Eve, if that makes sense. But we didn't even watch any scary movies. It was just simply a celebration, mostly for Day of the Dead, because Day of the Dead is also celebrated around that time in Mexico.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was mostly about Day of the Dead more than Halloween.
Yeah, but I get that.
Yeah.
I was very bored though. So, glad to hear you're doing well. I know college has been really stressing for both of us. I see. It's a classic thing with Dom and I. I'm doing well academically. I'm at least keeping up. And so far, checking my assignments, I've been doing pretty good grade wise. But I'm still suffering. What's the meme, Dominic? In pain.
In pain. Yeah.
I'm still suffering, man. It's a struggle getting through it all. Literally today, 2 of my midterms open up. One of them's due Monday. One of them's due next Friday. And I also have to work on a lab for my science class and a paper for my science class and stuff. It's been so stressful, dude. And especially because it's work that I just look at it, I'm I don't want to do this, because again, it's just GEDs, and I'm just I have no interest in this stuff. Why am I even doing this,
Yeah.
But then it's that's gonna be almost every class for me, because I still can't find what I'm interested in,
Yeah, same.
I mean, I committed to that the next quarter I'm gonna take a class that's within the major I chose. But again, I'm not even 100% on that major. So if I get in that class, what's to say I'm not gonna be the same right now, struggling because it's just stuff I don't want to do.
Wait, how much time does UCLA give you before you have to declare a major? 2 years? A year?
I think it's 2 years.
2 years, okay.
Yeah, by the time you're a junior, you have to have a major set.
Right.
So I mean, it's
I see.
I mean, I'm not stressing too much. I mean, like I've said before, people might think I'm crazy for thinking like this, but I'm not thinking about the future. I'm not thinking about what lies ahead of me. I'm thinking in the mindset of taking it a day at a time, and just praying that God lets me see another day, lets me breathe another day, and that He just guides me another day.
Yeah.
Like whatever happens, I'm just gonna go to bed. If I wake up the next day, thank God for giving me another day and letting Him guide me on whatever I need to do that day. You know, I'm not stressing about what's gonna happen in the future because I can't control that. You know.
Yeah.
It's cliche, you know, in some sense, but you know, that's just the mindset. Especially, you know, it's one of the things that the movie Parasite taught was, you know, you can come up with a plan as much as you like, but that plan, if you come up with a plan, you know, it's most likely never going to go that way, you know?
Yeah.
Because there's always going to be something that you can't plan for and that you cannot change from happening. It's always, like, there's some things that are just bound to happen, you know?
Yeah.
But, you know, other than that, I've been doing pretty well. I mean, like both of us mentioned before we started recording, we haven't really found much time to play, you know, video games. But I've been keeping myself sane by just sticking with art, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I'm starting to get into different mediums, different I guess you could say styles. I just ordered some new art materials. I ordered a watercolor set, an oil pastel set. It's funny, I ordered sculpting tools, but what they're used for, that I saw as a way to use them, is to make your, like when you're working with color pencils, make it look more smooth, you know?
Yeah.
Obviously, for people who have seen my art, it's either I'm mainly one who uses pencil, pen, or markers when I want to dwell in color. But I wanted to expand to, you know, like different things. I mean, I've only used oil pastels like 2-3 times, but I want to get more into it. I want to get more into painting, especially since I'm bad at it. But you don't improve unless you put in the time to improve. And then I bought a different sketchbook so that I can start working on original content, you know.
Right.
I want to work on different designs and then start trying to incorporate it into making, you know, artwork that is original of my own. Because all the artwork I do, it's literally just anime characters, you know. That like I get like screenshots of the character from like any scene or like from a video game or from a comic and just redraw it, you know.
Yeah.
But other than that, you know, I've been keeping sane. Going back to the first point you made, you know, Dominic recently got a pet. I've had a pet for 2011, about 9 years now. Next year it's gonna be 10. It's gonna be 10 years that I've had this dog. He's gonna be 10. He's gonna be 70 in dog years. Yeah, so I've had my dog for about 9 years. He's actually laying down on my brother's bed right next to me right now. Nice. But I was jealous of Dominic because he got a cat, and I definitely want to get a cat in the future.
No, but that's the thing, though. We're not supposed to have, you know, pets. If that makes sense. So like we're keeping it on the
lowest of lows.
The down low.
Yeah.
So but I mean, it's been quiet so far, so I guess it's okay.
Yeah. I mean, I've always wanted a cat. They've always seemed cool, you know. I mean, you have to be careful with them. You know, them claws, them teeth.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's the same thing with a dog. You gotta be worried about their claws, their teeth.
That is true. I just feel like it takes... Oh, yeah. What were you saying?
Well, I was gonna say, it takes more effort to take care of a dog than a cat, though.
I feel like... I don't know. I feel like they're equal in terms of, like, taking care of. Because, you know, for a cat, you have to get the litter box. And the litter box, you know, has to be, you know, taken care of every day.
Yeah.
Because if it's not taken care of, it starts pooping everywhere on the house.
Yeah.
I mean, for the dog as well, you have to take it outside. You know, take it for its walks. You have to feed it every day. Make sure it gets its like daily exercise. You know, play around with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like for a cat, like I'm not sure. Like, I feel like for a cat, because I'm pretty sure cats can be manipulative. Like if you constantly feed it every time it meows, like it knows that it's gonna start crying if you don't feed it, and you're gonna have nights of when you sleep and the cat's just right by you, like meowing intensely every time.
Yeah.
But I think after a bit of training, giving like a schedule for a dog or a cat, giving a schedule when it's supposed to eat. I just think they're both equally, or maybe one's more than the other. I don't know. That's my opinion.
I mean, I don't know. I've never owned a cat, so I wouldn't be able to say. But I would say dogs are definitely more of a struggle because you mentioned the litter box again. In my eyes, that's more easier because that like when they need to go, they can just go to that litter box. Whereas if a dog needs to go and you don't want it doing it in your house, you have to go and walk them outside. And if your dog is anything like my dog, it doesn't just taking him outside. You have to take him to a specific spot, and that's where he'll do his business. And then again, I mean, they're equal. Got to feed them. Got to set that schedule for them of when they can eat, when they can drink. Well, I mean, obviously you don't set a limit on when they can drink water. They're always going to need water set for them. But the thing is, cats can kind of live more on their own than a dog can. Like a cat, a cat. You. I don't know if you've experienced it yet, but like a cat can just go disappear for like 2 hours, like in a corner of like a closet before it needs anything from you.
Yeah.
Whereas like a dog, it's like you kind of got to be watchful of it, make sure it's not eating anything it's not supposed to. I mean, same thing with a cat. You got to make sure it's not like messing with some of your stuff. Like a couch, a chair, any wires. So they're kind of equal, but I think just there's a lot more care that goes into a dog than a cat, just because a cat likes to do its own thing.
Yeah.
I will say
a dog where it usually seeks its owners to play around with and stuff.
Yeah. I will say definitely. Again, this is one reason why I because my building, my apartment complex allows. Well, I don't know if they really allow pets, but it's literally, as far as I know, every single person in this complex, aside from maybe 2 people, own pets, especially dogs.
Right.
And then one of them owns a cat, and then one of them that owns a dog also has a turtle. So it's when I remember when we were thinking of getting a dog, I think my brother had asked if we were allowed to, and my dad just told him all the other neighbors have one. Why would they give us any issues about it?
Yeah.
But I wish I could get a cat, but in the space I'm in right now, I don't think it would work, and I don't think it would work with my dog either, because when we tried to get another dog that was his brother, they didn't really get that along.
Right.
Like, they would try and eat each other's food and steal each other's stuff. I don't think my apartment is big enough for a cat yet, but in the future I do hope to get one. And not only I want to get one, right? And when I learn how to take care of it, and obviously this is all dependent on if I make enough money to do this. I want to get the one cat, right? Show that I can take care of it, and then get 2 more. I want 3 cats.
I see. Yeah.
And I already have names thought up for them. Which, speaking of,
shouldn't be too much of a hassle.
Speaking of, I had 3 names. I specifically did not tell Dominic these 3 names, because when Dominic first got the cat, he was asking for names. I did not tell him these 3 names because I didn't want him stealing these names. But I should have not worried, because despite giving Dominic a list of 15 names for a cat, they didn't even pick a name, any of the names I had for the cats. Now, this is not Dominic's fault. His parents chose a different name for the cat. But I'm still a bit salty that I picked about 15 good names for a cat, and they weren't given consideration.
I mean, yeah.
And this is no offense, but compared to the name that was chosen for the cat, is what makes me extra salty too.
We ended up